we're going to discuss this problem called design Twitter. I mean, it's got a lot of description to it, but I'll basically tell you what it is trying to say. So basically, we have a Twitter class here, right? And then we are required to make some APIs. I'll go through what those APIs do. So, for example, this post it API is basically you take the user ID and the tweet ID as input, and then basically you kind of populate some sort of data structure using this, right? So whenever user ID poses a tweet with tweet ID, yeah, this post tweet API is called, and then you can do whatever you want with it depending on how you want to solve this problem. I'll get to what I've done later, but let me get through the APIs first. And that is the next is get news feed, which basically returns the tweet IDs, the list or the uh, most recent tweet IDs, top 10 most recent tweet IDs, but I will only want the tweet IDs of the people whom I follow and myself, and all the tweet IDs would be excluded. That's the expectation from this API. And there are other two APIs called follow and unfollow, in which I basically populate the a data structure of the people whom I follow, right? So, for example, if I'm following this follower, right? So if I'm following this, so basically if I am the follower, I'll be following the followee. So I'll be basically putting the followee name corresponding to myself or the follower, right? And then here I'm just erasing the same thing. Just adding for follow it's adding and unfollow it's erasing. So this is a very straightforward question. There is nothing too complex about it. So the only question, the only uh, slight issue to ponder about here is, okay, now how will you, what data structure will you like make so that when you given that when get news feed is called, you get what is required, right? And also we have to note that in post tweet we are basically populating our data structure, and we need some sort of data structure which can give us the recent 10 tweets which are of significance to us. And significance here means either we have tweeted it or we are one of the people whom we follow have tweeted it, right? So that means we need to consume this user ID and tweet ID in such a way and have a sort of a timestamp thing, right? So now if you try to use a millisecond timestamp, I think that does not work, because I think in a single millisecond, I mean this execution is pretty fast, so maybe in a millisecond you can get two operations, and then there is no distinguish which there is no way to distinguish between which is coming first and which is coming after, right? Two post tweets can happen in a single millisecond because this is such a small program, so there is no way to distinguish. So what we can do is that we can use a counter as a timestamp. Higher value of this counter means that we are in more recent times, right? And obviously we are more interested in the recent things. So that means that we want recent things to be at the top of the data structure. So keeping all of these things in mind, I have taken map as the data structure, right? And it has an integer which is basically the time counter. The time counter, higher time counter means the more recent time. And then we want to basically um, this is the key for the map, so and which is the time, and we need to keep the larger times first because they represent the more recent times. So we have taken a greater int here which will help to sort the keys of the map in descending order, right? So that is what we want. And obviously the user ID and followed by the tweet ID will be stored here. So in post tweet, nothing happens. Is only for a particular tweet number we basically store a pair of the user ID and tweet ID. And in get news feed, we go through all the tweets. We keep populating the result list till it has 10 tweets, 10 of the most 10 tweets, because we want 10 most relevant tweets, recent relevant tweets. This is the poster, which is second first. That means because remember, right, for when we populated this map, in the make pair, the first item was the user ID, so we extract that here and then check if it is ourselves or if it is Ourselves meaning if it is the person who is requesting for the news feed, if it is that person itself, or is present in the list of people who may follow, right? Which is populated by this follow API whenever it is called. So if it is any one of these other conditions, we'll put it in the result list. And obviously, since this entire map is sorted by decreasing order of times, which is sorted in a fashion which will the most recent times come first. We can be assured that our result list will have the recent most 10 significant tweets, which is what we want. And then and that's it, right? That's the entire requirement of from all the APIs of this class. And once we have written all the APIs properly, like I've done here, we'll be able to solve this problem, and you can see that this passes all the test cases. So with this, I think I'm at the end of this video. There's nothing much to explain more. See you in the next video. Thank you.